What you want is important. What you want will pull. What you want is like a magnet. Here's what I want. That's powerful, what you want. Benjamin Disraeli said, nothing can resist a human will that will stake its existence on its purpose. I'll do it or die. What do you want? Now, but here's the other part. What for? Here's what I want, but what for? What is the purpose? First is the object, is what you want. Second is the purpose. You might have said, I want $1 million home. That's wonderful. That'll pull. But here's what'll pull even stronger. What for? What for? And if you can describe more in detail to stir the emotion and the intellect and the spirit and the soul, here's why, here's what for, then it's the what for that's even more powerful than the what. What you're going to do with this home, the drama, the scene. Here's what I can see happening every day. Here's what I can see happening every week. It's going to be the centerpiece of the family activity. Here's what's going to go on. Here's the sense it's going to give me and my family. Here's what it's going to do for us. See, the purpose is what's really powerful, what's really strong. Not just the what, not just the structure, but the purpose. The purpose is the life. The purpose is the life force, the activity, the drama of what's going on. So if you can learn to do that, here's what I want and here's why. Here's what for. Armstrong just wins, so I did 6 yellow jerseys. Be a good question to ask him. What for, Lance? What was all this for? Well, 1 was to prove to myself. 1, after I beat cancer. Now can I do 6? This was one of the most amazing athletes in the world. And if you had a chance to talk to him and you finished the conversation, when you walked away, you would say, wow, now I understand why he did it. And now I understand how he did it. Now he gave me a sense of what drove him. Here's why, here's what for. Wow, when someone finishes that discourse, you say, no wonder the performance was extraordinary. No wonder the achievement was out of sight. Here was what for and here was the purpose. See, that's important. Talk that over with your children. What do you want and what for? What's it going to do for you? How's it going to make you feel? Then what's the next step beyond that? Once you've achieved that, now what? Okay. So purpose is stronger than object. Here's the next one now. On your goals, a lot of your goals need to be personal development, the person you wish to become. Positions of authority, position of influence. Being able to influence not only your family, but others. Community influence, national influence. There's a whole debate now on who best influences the country and who could best influence the military and who could best influence the economy and who could best influence the other nations of the world and the leaders of the world. Who has the strongest and most powerful influence? Who could become a giant in terms of influence by language, by style, by background, by reputation? The person you wish to become, not just the center of attention, perhaps the center of activity, someone who can give directions, someone who can give people the right tips on early steps to take to build a career, to build a business, a person of supreme confidence that what they share is good and valuable. It's great to be that kind of person. There's a unique story of Lydia Colon, who started with $1 from the Spanish-speaking community in Miami. And now she's a millionaire, does business in several countries, and she's rich. And as she looked back over her story and how she got started, she was sponsored in business by someone. And here is her answer, part of the answer. I was sponsored and instructed and helped by the right person. If that hadn't occurred, I may never have had this opportunity, or I wouldn't have gone this far, or it wouldn't have been this easy for me to do. But thank God, she says, I found the right person. So jot this down. One of the greatest wishes and desires for all of us should be to be the right person. So that when somebody looks back, they'll say, wow, I could have met 100 people, but I met this person. I want to be that person. That when people look back, say, wow, one of the reasons for my success, I met the right person that gave me the right instructions, that didn't lead me astray. that gave me the straight talk, told it like it was. Beware of what you become in pursuit of what you want. It's incredible what you can become. And my mentor said, Mr. Rohn, now that you live in America, you've been to college 1 year, you've been working 6 years, so you have some experience, and you have a family and all the reasons to do it. Here's what he said. Why don't you set a goal to become a millionaire? Because we were talking economics. He said, set a goal to become a millionaire. So I thought it had to do only with economics. But here was the completion, and if you can get this, this is worth the price of the weekend. He said, set a goal to become a millionaire for what it will make of you to achieve it. See, that philosophy changed my life. He didn't say set a goal to become a millionaire for the $1 million. He said the $1 million is automatic, but set the goal to become a millionaire for what it will make of you to achieve it. For the person you would have to become. Knowledgeable, understanding the marketplace, learning to improvise, overcoming difficulties, solving problems, bringing value to the marketplace, all the stuff you must learn and do and become to be a millionaire. He said, if you do it right, that's what's important, to become a millionaire. He said, then once you get the $1 million, you could just give it away. Because what's really valuable is not what you got, but what you became. I never forgot that. Reasons why. If I really worked hard, if I learned the skills and took on the disciplines, if I could become a millionaire, wouldn't that be extraordinary? That the money wouldn't really be what's important. What would be important is the person I became. Now, jot this down. That's the positive side. Now let me give you the negative side. Since that's what life is since the beginning, positive and negative, the creator and the spoiler, day and night, positive and negative, winning and losing, life and death, darkness and light, health and illness, liberty and tyranny. I mean, this is the human drama for the last 6,000 years. So here it is now, both sides of this ledger. One, see what you can become in pursuit of what you want. Set a goal to become a millionaire for what it will make of you. But now here's the other side. Beware of what you become in pursuit of what you want. Those are the two words of antiquity that are important. One is behold. The other is beware. We must do both. We must see the opportunities on one side, and we must see the dangers on the other side. We must try to minimize the dangers and maximize the opportunities. That's the game of life. And if you can become that kind of unique person that can sense the dangers, hopefully before, all of us after we've felt the pain and we've traveled the wrong road and we've accepted the wrong influence, sure enough, we find ourselves in a wreck, maybe physically or with our health or with life or with a marriage or whatever. Then we can quickly make the repair and start on a new road. But how much better to have maybe this kind of advice? Behold the opportunity and beware. Okay, now here's part of the beware. Don't sell out for what you want. Don't violate your principles. Don't compromise good friendship. Don't throw away some values just for some objective that maybe has you driven too much. There's an old story that says Judas got the money, a sizable sum of money. You say, well, then that's a success story. No, it was not a success story. Say, well, yes, if you get the money, that is success. No, his name was Judas. Doesn't that ring a bell? This is the story of Judas got the money. It was not a success story, even though it involved a small fortune. Why wasn't it a success story? Because he sold out. It was what Judas became to get the money. Finally, Judas has the money in his hot little hand, and he's unhappy. Somebody says, well, how could you be unhappy if you had a small fortune? Here's why he was unhappy. He wasn't unhappy with the money. He was unhappy with himself. He tried to take the money back and said, here, I'm unhappy. Take this money back. I'm sorry I was the betrayer. They said, heck with you, Judas. And they threw him out with his money. He says, wow, what'll I do now? The only thing he could think of doing. He went out and hanged his worthless self for the betrayer he had become. And it certainly wasn't worth the money. So if Judas could speak back to us loud and clear today in this little seminar session, here's what he might say. Beware of what you become in pursuit of what you want. Just a little bit of caution here. One more. Some things I went for in the early days when I discovered the key to wealth and fortune and future. Some things I went for too quickly, too fast, cost me too much. As I look back, I thought, this is more than I wanted to pay. Here's what I thought I wanted, but it cost me too much. So here's a bit of advice, comes from a prophet of old. Count the cost. Here's what I want, what it's going to cost. If it costs you discipline, okay. If it costs you learning some skills, okay. If it costs you getting the maximum amount of your time, okay. If it costs you soliciting the help of your friends, okay. If you need colleagues, okay. That's the cost. Working hard, adding a little extra time and effort, that's fine. That's what it costs. But if it costs you to betray, if it costs you to be less than loyal, if it costs you to compromise, if it costs you to cross the lines, if that's what it costs, then it's not worth it. So always add up the cost. Here's what I want. I know what it's going to cost me on the positive side, but I certainly don't want to indulge on the negative side.
Let's take a moment to talk about something often overlooked: your creativity. You see, creativity isn't reserved for artists, writers, or musicians. It's a natural part of who you are, a tool for solving problems, expressing yourself, and reimagining your future. If you're resetting your life, tapping into your creativity can lead to breakthroughs you never thought possible. But here's the thing: creativity thrives in the right environment. Think about it. When was the last time you let your mind wander? When you weren't rushing to meet deadlines or drowning in distractions? Creativity needs space, silence, and stillness to flourish. Start by creating that space. Dedicate time each day, even just 15 minutes, to think, explore, or engage in something creative. It could be journaling, brainstorming ideas, or even doodling. This isn't about producing something perfect. It's about letting your mind play. And don't be afraid to try new things. Take a class, learn a skill, or explore a hobby you've always been curious about. New experiences challenge your brain, spark ideas, and expand your perspective. Here's a secret: some of the greatest solutions to life's challenges come when you're not actively trying to solve them. So let your creativity flow and trust that it will guide you to new opportunities, fresh ideas, and a renewed sense of purpose. Consistency. It's not the most glamorous word, but let me tell you, it's the foundation of success. Anyone can be motivated for a day or a week, but the people who truly reset their lives are the ones who show up day after day, no matter what. This results from an inner battle in the minds of your team. They have to feel that you believe in them and know that they can do just about anything. Think of consistency as a bank account. Every small, repeated effort is a deposit. At first, it might not seem like much, but over time, those deposits compound. Eventually, you'll find yourself with a fortune of progress, growth, and achievement. But here's the challenge. Consistency requires discipline. It's easy to stay committed when everything is going well, but what about when you're tired, discouraged, or busy? This is where habits come in. Build routines that make consistency automatic. For example, if your goal is to exercise, set a specific time each day, lay out your clothes the night before, and commit to showing up, even if it's just for 5 minutes. Remember, the goal isn't perfection. It's persistence. Even if you stumble, get back up and keep going. Because in the end, it's not about how quickly you move. It's about how steadily you climb. Let's face it, change is uncomfortable. It disrupts your routines, challenges your beliefs, and forces you to grow. But here's the truth. If you want to reset your life, you must embrace change. Change begins with letting go. Letting go of old habits, limiting beliefs, and even relationships that no longer serve you. It's not easy. In fact, it's often painful. But think of it like pruning a tree. You cut away the dead branches to make room for new growth. Once you've made space, start small. You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Focus on one area at a time. Maybe it's your health, your career, or your mindset. Take small, deliberate steps and celebrate every bit of progress. And here's the key. Stay open. Life will throw unexpected changes your way. Some good, some challenging. Instead of resisting them, ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? How can I grow from this? When you view change as an opportunity rather than a threat, you'll find strength, resilience, and a renewed sense of purpose. Forgiveness is one of the most liberating steps in resetting your life. It's not about condoning what someone did or pretending it didn't hurt. It's about releasing the burden of resentment so you can move forward. Start by forgiving others. Think about the people who have hurt you, intentionally or not. Ask yourself, is holding on to this anger helping me or hurting me? Chances are it's holding you back. Forgiveness doesn't mean you have to forget or rebuild the relationship. It simply means you're choosing to let go. But don't stop there. Forgive yourself. This might be the hardest part. We're often our own harshest critics, replaying mistakes and failures in our minds. Recognize that you're human. You've made mistakes just like everyone else. Learn from them, but don't let them define you. When you practice forgiveness, you free yourself from the chains of the past. You create space for new opportunities, healthier relationships, and a sense of inner peace. We've touched on gratitude before, but it's worth revisiting because it's that important. Gratitude isn't just a feel-good practice. It's a powerful tool for resetting your mindset and your life. Every day, take a moment to reflect on what you're thankful for. It doesn't have to be grand. Maybe it's the laughter of a loved one, the warmth of your morning coffee, or the fact that you woke up to another day. Write these things down. Keep a gratitude journal, and don't stop at reflection. Express it. Tell the people in your life how much they mean to you. A simple thank you can deepen your connections and spread positivity. Gratitude shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance, from what's missing to what's present. And when you approach life with a grateful heart, you'll find that resetting your life becomes not just a possibility, but a joyful journey. Resetting your life requires one thing above all: self-discipline. It's the bridge between where you are now and where you want to go. Without it, even the best intentions fall apart. But with it, the possibilities are limitless. Self-discipline starts with small commitments. It's not about trying to overhaul your entire life overnight. It's about proving to yourself, moment by moment, that you can be trusted to follow through. Start with something manageable. Maybe it's waking up 30 minutes earlier, sticking to a budget, or dedicating 10 minutes a day to learning a new skill. Maybe this is what you need to break your habit loop. Your final nugget for the day. The key is consistency. Every time you honor your commitments, you strengthen your self-discipline. It's like building a muscle. The more you work it, the stronger it becomes. But let's be clear, self-discipline isn't about punishment or deprivation. It's about choosing what you want most over what you want right now. It's about saying no to distractions, excuses, and bad habits, so you can say yes to your goals, dreams, and potential. And here's the secret. Self-discipline leads to freedom. It frees you from the chaos of procrastination, the weight of unfulfilled promises, and the regret of wasted time. It empowers you to create the life you truly want. As you reset your life, remember this: true success isn't just about achieving your goals. It's about finding inner peace along the way. Without it, even the grandest accomplishments will feel hollow. Inner peace begins with self-awareness. Take time to understand your emotions, triggers, and patterns. When you feel overwhelmed or anxious, pause and ask yourself, what's really going on here? Awareness is the first step to taking control. Next, simplify. We live in a world that glorifies busyness, but more isn't always better. Identify what truly matters to you and let go of the rest. Declutter your schedule, your space, and even your relationships if necessary. Declutter your mind. Declutter your physical space. Declutter your relationships if necessary. Finally, practice mindfulness. Whether it's through meditation, deep breathing, or simply being fully present in the moment, mindfulness helps you stay grounded and centered. It reminds you that peace isn't something you have to chase, it's something you create. Remember, resetting your life isn't just about external changes. It's about cultivating a sense of calm and contentment within yourself, no matter what's happening around you. One of the most powerful skills you can develop is the ability to say no. Why? Because every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. If you're not careful, you'll end up living a life dictated by other people's priorities instead of your own. Saying no isn't selfish, it's strategic. It's about protecting your time, energy, and focus for what truly matters. Start by clarifying your boundaries. What are your non-negotiables? What are you willing to compromise on? When someone makes a request, don't feel pressured to answer immediately. Take a moment to consider whether it aligns with your goals and values. If it doesn't, politely decline. Remember, you don't owe anyone an explanation. A simple, "I appreciate the offer, but I can't commit to that right now," is enough. The more you practice saying no, the more you'll realize its power. It frees you to say yes to the things that truly matter, to your dreams, your growth, and your reset. You've heard it before, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you're resetting your life, take a hard look at your inner circle. Are they lifting you up or holding you back? Surround yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, and believe in your potential. These are the individuals who will cheer for your successes, support you through setbacks, and remind you of your worth when you forget it. But here's the catch. Finding the right people requires you to be the right person. If you want to attract positivity, be positive. If you want to build meaningful connections, be genuinely interested in others. And don't be afraid to let go of relationships that no longer serve you. It's not about blaming or resenting anyone. It's about creating space for the kind of connections that will help you grow. Remember, resetting your life isn't a solo journey. The people you surround yourself with will shape your path, so choose wisely. Finally, let's talk about something we often overlook: celebrating your progress. When you're focused on resetting your life, it's easy to get caught up in what's next. But every step forward, no matter how small, deserves recognition. Take time to acknowledge your efforts. Did you stick to your morning routine this week? Celebrate it. Did you tackle a task you've been avoiding? Celebrate that too. Progress isn't just about big wins. It's about the small, consistent actions that move you closer to your goals. Create a reward system for yourself. It doesn't have to be extravagant. Maybe it's treating yourself to a nice meal, taking a day off to relax, or simply pausing to reflect on how far you've come. If that's too lavish, try something bigger. I'm trying to establish a recurring practice of treating each day, and remember, the journey is just as important as the destination. Every challenge you overcome, every lesson you learn, and every step you take is part of your growth. Celebrate it all. Because when you take the time to appreciate your progress, you fuel your motivation, build your confidence, and remind yourself that you're capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. As you step forward on this journey to reset your life, remember, the power to transform lies within you. Every choice, every action, and every moment of discipline brings you closer to the person you want to become. Life isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Embrace the challenges, celebrate the victories, and stay committed to your vision. You have the strength to overcome, the wisdom to learn, and the courage to grow. So go out there and take that first step, no matter how small. Because resetting your life starts with believing that you can. And trust me, you absolutely can. Thank you for being here and taking the time to invest in yourself. The best is yet to come.